Bueno, seguimos por aquí a ver con quién más podemos hablar, tío. Con los dos de la petanca, de ahí arriba podemos hablar. Es que no sabe que por aquí abajo se podía seguir. Estos dos. ¿Sabes? Vamos a hablar con este primero. Lleva la gorrita ahí. Super cani, ¿eh?
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
Ah, son dos chavales jugando.
Let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
Look, in his hand, going into his mouth, the sandwich. It's hauntingly beautiful.
Estoy muerto hambre.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Es la petanca, ¿no? ¿Qué juego va a ser?
No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
Coge la bola y enseñarle cómo se hace. 58%.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like...
I hope you pass out from it. You goddamn
Chill.
jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Trying to throw something as close to a predetermined point as possible. Measuring. Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already. Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any team. The blue team. You're letting them down. Get in the game. Eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Tinky Winky. Nenaza. Bueno, A ver, que está creado por lo de Dinky Winky. Lo de Nenaza, no al revés. Que le... Hostia, 17 ha bajado, ¿no? O sea, como sé que el juego es la petanca, me ha bajado el porcentaje. No lo entiendo. ¿Por la moral o qué?
Sure, officer. I am René Arnoux. And my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin. How can we help you?
Vale. A ver qué le podemos preguntar a este hombre. Con su garita. ¡Ah! Este es el de arriba. El que está en la garita, el que tiene la garita abierta, donde me eché la siesta. Fíjate. Es verdad, se llamaba René. René Arnoux. El de la foto, ¿no? Que encontré su foto, la foto de la mujer o algo de eso. Vale, preguntado por el muerto primero.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties.
El mantener la comisaría ordenada. Y yo, toma chista, ¿eh? Y a los hombres bien alimentados y felices. No hay tarea que las mujeres meseras no puedan desempeñar.
But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain, more challenging tasks. Don't you, officer? Really, officer. Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley and see who comes out on top.
Bueno, no tiene por qué. La fuerza bruta no tiene por qué ganarle a la inteligencia, en algunos casos.
Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail.
De hecho, los humanos no estamos aquí por fuerza, sino por inteligencia. Si fuese solo por fuerza, nos ganarían muchos animales. Habrían animales que estarían por encima de nosotros. ¿Le digo lo de la garita?
Yes.
Ahí se lo va a tomar mal, ¿no?
Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
La verdad es que sí, la garita está en todo lo alto del árbol, vaya.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Yo no trabajo poco aquí la gente, tío.
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for
Madre
René
mía.
because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Joder. No, al final va a ser buena gente y todo el Ebrard este. Pero ahí hay gato encerrado, tío. Seguro que le ha dado eso por algo. Hostia, vaya respuestas, ¿eh? No sé cuál elegí. Esta seguro que no. Esta es que es dura, en verdad. Esta, por ejemplo.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private...
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
¿Vale?
Yes, like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed.
Oh, absolutely. at the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Un líder debe cuidar de su gente antes que de sí mismo. Un poderoso que no temen hacer lo que se debe hacer. Uf, eso suena demasiado extremo.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
the Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy. The nobility loved so much.
Yeah.
A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. Ah, his egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revishal's finest years.
I'm satisfied with this explanation.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor. And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the pure...
Higher realms.
No ve aquí yo la
Of
conversación.
course.
Como sello de
all
madre.
makes sense. He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
From what I've seen of the officers of the RCM... but I don't want to get into a debate about drug policies.
Pues listo, ¿no?
Right.
¿Qué más queda? Esto.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. No. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Heavy artillery fire, you say? That's the best kind of artillery fire. Very interesting.
Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda. And mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber.
It was probably
Madre
a
mía,
bit
este
more
hombre,
complicated than that.
Bueno, el típico anciano, ¿eh? Que habla de guerras y de políticas y poco más. Esa es buena.
This place is a damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
Pero es verdad que la ciudad está hecha una mierda por todos lados, ¿eh? Si no están los camiones esos reventados, está todo esto lleno de cráteres y de, yo qué sé, de bombas, ¿sabes? De cosas reventadas.
He approves of this radical approach. Knows it was
Yo me iría de aquí, pero vamos.
But Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never...
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
thinking you have opinions on these things. Present one.
Joder. Asociacionista hablando, allanando el camino para que la clase obrera dura tome el control. Yo qué sé, tío. Está mismo.
After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains.
Este hombre parece que en vez de francés está hablando alemán. Coño, hablando de guerra y eso.
I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us.
Parece
Sadly,
alemán.
that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. This is just what the commies wanted. This was the plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with. Damn Frisel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution. A true king in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to.
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
¿Qué podemos hacer aquí? Uf, 8%. ¿Qué tiene este viejo soldado que le hace sentirse tan orgulloso? Esto está perdido.
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frisel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King...
Don't you mean Frisel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven. Although he was a clown, But he was our clown. Ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed.
Pues listo,
You'll
¿no?
get to it. Don't worry.
¿Me pasa por alto algo?
It's a Bell McGrave.
Oh, qué buena.
4.46
No me acordaba que llevaba ese
Breech
rifle.
loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
Se lo digo, ¿no? A mí me da igual, en verdad.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Pues listo. Madre mía, vaya turra, ¿eh?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Comunismo.
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings,
¿Cuándo he
regardless
dicho yo
of their
eso?
political beliefs. That kind of
Eso
stuff.
es muy yo, dice.
Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Qué bueno. Hostia, es que me da una opción que yo creo que es para activar una misión. Lo voy a aceptar idea. Pero es que tampoco me apetece aceptar la idea del comunismo, ¿sabes? No sé. Lo que pasa es que si le doy aquí es como que lo rechazo, ¿no? Entonces se pierde esa misión.
Failure. It's about failure. Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion.
Se le está yendo la pinza.
Comrade.
Pasando, ¿eh?
Very well. I guess no one will build communism then. Tell the working man it's over, unless anyone has no objections. It's mathematically impossible to achieve a classless society. Everyone knows this. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we doing cocaine? No. I'm sure I heard some. Anyone? Anyone else? There's no one? There's no one. Okay then, lie down and let the water carry you downstream.
Pues nada. A ver, hostia, ¿hay más gente aquí? Ah, no, que era mi compañero. Vale, vamos a hablar ahora con el otro colega. A ver qué se cuenta. Espero que no nos dé la misma turra, porque no veas.
This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Empezamos por el muerto.
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really. No, officers, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are both good guys.
Este por lo menos me cae mejor que el otro, tío.
Help them, you wimp.
Es que mira lo que pesado es.
Shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and...
Gymnasium. I love that word.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath, and there he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking...
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Evrard, Edgar, and the older debarders all know me. Oh, yes. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Evrard keeps me on the payroll. Just for the...
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something. He tries to make it look like he's a big deal in the Union, and now the illusion is that he doesn't know anything. Because no one...
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He's a Vezavein. Turns to where the wind blows and... I hate this socialist rabble. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already.
Bueno.
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words. People say, oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers. About Martinez and how things are and how they could.
Well, he tells his little penman exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Madre mía, qué pesado, eh.
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer.
Así que es usted un poco veleta.
Officer, I have a vivid imagination. And like I said, I have a way with words.
He just fluffs it up.
Of course. Don't sink into anything. Don't sink into any fight. Only sink into your couch.
I believe everyone has the right to think and do whatever they want. Even if...
Oh, mon Dieu.
Pues listo, ¿no? Este nos ha ofrecido menos que el otro, ¿eh?
No, thank you.
Bueno, todavía tiene por aquí algunas
For
cosillas,
being
¿eh?
consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Aquí puedo preguntarle más cosas, sobre el sindicato. El bocadillo, tío. El puto sándwich.
Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in all of Revachol. Maybe...
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl, back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
Oh, officer. It already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the 3 of us were just learning to walk and talk.
80
You
años.
stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled. Oh,
We were just boys then. This was different. You... No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially when we have company. Officer,
she died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage. René and I were both by her bedside when she...
died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back. Will it
Anda que
now?
también la mujer está entre estos dos que no tienen nada que ver, son el día y la noche, ¿sabes?
departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
A quick grimace of pain passes over René's features, but he immediately regains control. His face now a dispassionate mask again.
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
Joder.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries.
He suddenly remembers you are still there, falls silent, and turns away.
Pues listo.
Of course, officer.
¿Qué más me
Memories
puedes
are all we have
ofrecer?
left.
Podemos hablar más sobre las dos cosas.
Oh, the goal is to throw you bull. As close to... That's the cochonnet. Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter.
Vale.
Then, the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must... I could, but I'd rather not. I don't want to take...
Is he denying you information when you clearly requested it? That's it. We're blowing the lid off this man jar. You need to know things. Yes, yes, you do. Knowledge is all that blunt data must have triggered an information hoarding reflex of sorts. Think of it like a small seizure. It will pass.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, officer.
Good. Gaston finally understands the rules now. Let's see if it makes him a bit.
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now?
Pues sí. Sí.
Hurry up then.
Qué pesado cuando se va este hombre de mi lado, si no sirve para nada. Nada más que se mete presión. ¿Le hablo del sándwich?
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
Suddenly you realize how hungry you are. The last time you ate must have been aeons
Ya
ago.
ves.
Probably when you were still a child.
Ahí ya te imaginas, tío, la situación. Es verdad, tan comunista que es. A ver si me da un cachito de sándwich.
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
You could
Claro.
barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles in harmony with garlic butter and marinated onions emanating from the sandwich is driving your mind in a singular direction. It must be yours.
Hostia, ya no puedo dar para atrás, ¿eh?
Fuck off! It's mine! Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws? You're a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Convencer a Gaston para que renuncie a su sándwich, tío. Solo tengo 17%, tío. Y tengo retórica 4. Bueno. ¿Qué más puedo sacar de aquí?
Sweet Jenny. We knew her. She was...
No puedo sacar mucho más, ¿no?
Stole her.
Well, technically, you stole her from me. Because we'd been pretty close ever since.
We were just boys then. This was different. No point starting this all over again. For this doubt.
Of course, officer.
Vale.
Sure, officer. Every...
Jim,
What?
¿Qué más podemos sacar de aquí?
there,
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Writing... Oh,
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's coming.
oh. In many ways, yes. Not...
so he doesn't.
Of course. I hate this
Nada
socialist
más,
family.
nada más por aquí.
Even siding with...
I don't
Aquí
even
hay
consider
cositas, ¿eh?
myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really... I prefer highly adaptable myself.
Mon Dieu.
I don't even consider myself just easier that way. Besides, life isn't as black and white as...
Mon Dieu.
¿Ya está?
No,
Pues ya
thank
está,
you.
¿eh? Pues vaya turrita de los abuelos, ¿eh? Vaya turrita. A ver si puedo hacer algo. Pegarme un lingotazo. Encontrar una botella. Puedo encontrarla pero vacía, ¿no? Puedo ir a la tienda a ver si está... A ver si tengo dinero para comprar algo.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
O sea, tengo un cheque y todo. Ni lo sabía. Ah, vale, sí, esto es lo de... No, pero esto era para pagarle al hombre este, ¿no? Aquí no puedo comprar nada, creo, ¿eh? Voy a mirar ahí en las cajas. Pero antes de canjear el cheque, voy a ir a
A
este
small
hombre.
cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs.
No, que hay
They all
pastilla,
bear
tío.
the Saint Baptiste pharmaceutical. The tear machine stands in the corner.
Mira aquí, ¿no?
A sign says,
Ah,
"One
esto es para echar
bottle
las bolsas.
equals 10 cents."
No. You need tear to use the tear machine.
Que eso, que al del hotel. Porque a ese es al que tengo que pagarle la deuda. No vaya a ser que canjee aquí el dinero o lo que sea y luego no me sirva. ¿Y esto? ¿No puedo entrar por aquí? ¿No puedo entrar? Al final con la rubia esa no hablé, ¿eh? Con la vecina. Yo hay más gente aquí que antes, ¿no? Ah, con esa gente no puedo hablar. Mira, este es nuevo también. Mira, está abierto. Está abierta la puerta al karaoke, ¿eh? Voy a hablar con este.
Can I help you?
Ah, esto es para pedirle...
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling and Rag.
Thank you for clearing the debt. Why did...
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put that.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with a...
Well, yes. Us and...
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
Necesitamos la llave, ¿no? A ver, podría pincharle a ver si saco algo.
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling and Rags is not...
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
Was there something you wanted? What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Buena. ¿Qué más?
What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike. Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. Or laying low after the, you know, lynching. They probably fucking killed that guy or something, and that's why.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
What?
No te
I
estás
feel like
harto de
you should
vivir,
come
¿eh?
back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Ah, no, ya está, ¿no? ¿O qué?
Yes.
We should find out who this Lord... We don't.
Aquí.
We have to wait. They'll show up.
Was there something else? Because I have coasters to stack and glasses to clean. Apparently, that's what I do now. Yes?
Ya está, ¿no? Vale. Seguimos teniendo más y más misiones. Y no aclaramos nada. A ver qué hay por aquí. Está en la cocina, ¿no? Dinerico. ¿Podemos salir por aquí?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Porque estamos investigando un caso que no me ayuda en nada, cada vez le tengo más asco. Claro.
Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
¿Le preguntamos o no?
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. The door does not budge.
Vale. Pues hablamos con él. Tenemos que abrir también el contenedor de atrás, que no se me olvide. Tenemos la llave. ¿No puedo? No le puedo decir nada. Vamos a abrir el contenedor. Este niño no come ni nada. Está todo el día tirando piedra por la mañana, por la noche, a todas horas, Guillo.
This trash container is... There's something in there. Not necessarily with a well-oiled crack. The lock pops open. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Abrimos, ¿no?
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Joder.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow fit. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Fideo turbo. A ver, los
Among
trapos.
the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there?
Something slimy catches your eye.
Uf, algo pringoso, verás tú. La mierda que voy a coger.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
This is a military type
Pa' dentro.
overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
All right, we should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard.
A ver, la llave la tendrían que tener para abrir,
That
¿no?
one.
Y cerrar.
I'd advise against confronting that force. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small...
Coño, un
stray.
pequeño cabo suelto que solo el local tenga la llave. El establecimiento. Que aparezca la ropa ahí.
The fuck's he on about, kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Bueno, me falta taza para la saca del tirón.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron. Only in its social sensibility.
Me falta por la
It's
comida, a ver
just
qué hay aquí.
organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Something larger. A clipboard. A
Portapapeles.
blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Hostia.
Yes, it is. Look.
Tu
This plastic has
documento,
the
tío.
RCM street grid on
Podría
it.
estar la placa
We've
aquí.
even got an autopsy form.
Hostia, tío.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Ya ve, pues es chungo esto, que encuentre algo mío aquí. Junto a la ropa de la víctima. Esta es buena, pero al final lo de no lo sé, soy aburrido. Es una mierda. Esta también es muy buena. De hecho, le voy a dar esta.
Well, lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's
Pues me falta la placa y la pistola,
organized
¿no?
crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Vale.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Puedo abrir de nuevo, creo, como si hubiera algo. A ver.
The trash container stands. The smell of rotten food rises to greet
¿Qué me
you.
falta por ver
You see
aquí?
soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
No me falta nada, ¿no? Creo que no me
The
falta nada por
container
aquí.
sounds a muffled gong.
A ver, ¿qué tenemos por aquí? Está aquí, ¿no? Los documentos estos, mira. Tenemos una postal, las fotos. El cheque. Y para interactuar. Tenemos la taza. A ver.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage? But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work?
A ver. Quita el portapapeles. Te está todo hecho mierda con la cáscara de plátano y todo, ¿sabes?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
Madre mía, el papel higiénico, la pinza. Joder.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Vale, examinamos pinza.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved. Your kill count. Yours will surely have your kill count.
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
Madre mía.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers
¿Qué
slip
más?
from the clipboard in your... They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages. Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Son 2 casos a la semana, una buena carga.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. I prefer a normal caseload. It's a matter of method.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written, a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murder. Others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an unexpected location. And you like this grimy murdering, don't you? Wish there was one in there about a drug den. You love those. Gets the blood pumping. No, you don't. You're a human measuring instrument. Almost entirely intellectual. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Madre mía, vaya trabada esta, ¿no?
Precinct, time of arrival at the scene. Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one, the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I pray his loved ones never find out.
Ya ve.
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was work.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Mira, es verdad, tengo un bolígrafo.
The
El
tasks
verde.
you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. Inspect the victim's body. Get the body down. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you?
And a fuck you to you too.
That
Vale,
last
hemos
one
recuperado
cuts a
moral.
slash right through the paper. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Pues el ahorcado sería lo suyo. La furia habita en el espejo, el sol poniente, mierda en un palo. El ahorcado es lo que es.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Vale.
You don't exactly close them so much as
¿Y
distance
esta?
yourself from the
¿Seré capaz
smelly
ya de leer
papers.
los archivos
They're a
de
little further
casos?
from your nose now.
Que esto está todo dentro del portapapeles, ¿eh? Madre mía. Vamos a subir uno de los de estos, ¿no? Y seguimos. ¿Qué podemos subir de aquí? Enciclopedia, ¿no? Está buena. Y esta también es muy buena, ¿eh? Creo que esta voy a usar, ¿eh? Pau.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate political opinions somewhere in Martinaise. Of course, a radical centrist. In these bright and loud times where 1,000 frequencies, it's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
Madre mía, las conversaciones con la empatía y con todo esto es súper raro, súper random. Reino de la conciencia. Un centrista. Creo que me quieren encasillar alguna idea política, ¿eh? Derecha, izquierda o centrista. Y si hay que elegir, pues elijo el centro mismo. Que es algo más neutro, ¿no? Venga, algo ayudará, digo yo.
Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in.
Vale, eso se podrá activar aquí, ¿no? Donde están las casillas estas. Míralo, es que de algo ayudará. La ponemos a trabajar. 1 hora y 25. Bueno, está bien.